sports.
We are Blackboard. We are Sunforce.
Last night, the Rays rallied behind the big bat of Asdrubal Cabrera, taking game one of the Citrus Series. Tonight, left-hander Drew Smyly makes his final start of the year, looking to end the 2015 campaign on a high note. The Wednesday night showdown. It's brought to you by your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. Tonight, the Rays will continue their final homestand of the year with the Miami Marlins in town. This is the middle game of the three-game series. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Rays winners last night 4-2, and in that game, Kevin Kiermaier drove in a run with a sacrifice fly, picked up another assist from center field. Pretty representative of the year he has had. And if you look at his progress at the plate since August, it really bodes well for the future.
He's put up some tremendous offensive numbers. You go back to August the 1st, and Kevin Kiermaier, the batting average over 300 at 304, on base percentage of 341. You can see he's 6 deep balls. He's driven in 22 runs. He has scored 22 runs. The main reason why, a couple of adjustments that Kevin has made. Number one, going the other way, using the left side of the field, especially against left-handed hitters. And oh, by the way, he's cut down on his strikeout rate, so therefore putting the ball in play with 2 strikes and being better able to utilize his speed. And that's why you look long-term and you think that these numbers can be sustainable.
Well, coming up tonight, the Rays will have the left-hander Drew Smyly on the hill. He's had quite a run since getting healthy again. Todd Callis will take a closer look at this closing period of the season for the Rays left-hander.
against the Miami Marlins from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Drew Smyly will be on the mound for the Rays. He's only faced the Miami Marlins one other time in his career. It was out of the bullpen, so just one career inning against these Marlins. So not a lot of history between Drew and these hitters. But when you look at what Drew did this last game and over the last month, 37 strikeouts in the month of September. But against the Boston Red Sox, continuing that pattern since coming off the DL of one really good start every other start. Last time out, 6 1/3 innings, had that breaking ball working well, got a lot of chases from the Red Sox, 5 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Here's Drew on finishing 2015 strong.
With the starts I was able to play, I thought I did a pretty good job of competing and helping the team win ball games. So I'm happy how I ended the season. Obviously not the way I started, but I feel like it's been a good finish for me, and I'm just going to continue to work hard and try to get healthy and stay strong and hopefully pitch all season next year.
Last start of the year for Drew Smyly and the last Ask the Announcer Web Wednesday of the season. You can tweet your questions to a new spot at Fox Sports Rays. Use the hashtag AskRays or email your questions to sunsportsrays@gmail.com. Dwayne and BA will be answering questions, and one special viewer will have their question answered by manager Kevin Cash, who will be joining us on the broadcast as well. 3.5 minutes until the first pitch. Enjoy all the action with the aforementioned Mr. Statson Anderson right around the corner.
For the Rays tonight, it's Drew Smyly headed to the mound, the left-hander, to face the Miami Marlins. The Rays 3-1 in the interleague series against Miami, and overall against National League competition, they have won 12 and dropped 6. Starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. D. Gordon leads it off again for the Marlins at second base, followed by Christian Yelich. Tonight he's in center field. Martin Prado is at third. Justin Moore at first base again. In right field, Marcell Ozuna will hit fifth. Derek Dietrich will play left and hit sixth. The catcher is JT Realmuto again. Casey McGee's the DH, and Miguel Rojas is the shortstop batting ninth.
Well, and for Drew Smyly, making his last start of the 2015 season, looking to go out on a high note. He's going to face a lineup here tonight that has 4 regular left-handed hitters in it. And since coming over to the Rays, he has absolutely owned lefties. So it sets up well. If he executes, it should be a good night for Drew.
And here's D. Gordon, second leading hitter in the National League at .332. First pitch of this game, presented by Pitch a Penny, and that's a fastball from Drew Smyly, and it's in there for strike 1. To Gordon, hitting .332 overall, .323 against right-handed pitching, and .359 against lefties. Pitch thrown into the dirt. A ball, 2 strikes.
Well, if he's going to have success against Drew Smyly, he's going to have to keep that front side buried during the course of his swing, because Drew is going to throw the kitchen sink at D. Gordon, top to bottom of the strike zone.
Right back to the hill, and the toss first a little high, but Loney tall enough to grab that one. 1 away.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the Rays defense and see how that's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield, left to right, John Jace are going to get the start in left with Kevin Kiermaier and Steven Souza Jr. And across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Asdrubal Cabrera, Nick Franklin, and James Loney, with JP Arencibia back behind the plate.
Christian Yelich, he takes a strike. He's hitting .293. One and one. And Jennings, the manager of the Miami Marlins, coming down out of the front office to take over the dugout duties.
That
the Marlins 53 and 66 under him.
Could not have been an easy transition at all during the course of a season to make that move. Very, very difficult. From the position that he was in to manager, that's a completely different dynamic.
And of course, Dan, known very well over here. He was with the Rays back in the Devil Ray days. Spent a period of 8 years or so in the front office here. Marlins overall 69 and 88. You know, that transition tough not only for a guy in Dan Jennings' position, but different for the clubhouse too.
And that's what makes it so challenging. Not only are you down there with in-game decisions, it's one thing to think that you have an idea from upstairs, but then to be down in the heat of the battle, and then, oh, by the way, have your players respect you. That had to be very, very challenging. No question.
Smyly misses on that 3-2 pitch down. Gives up a walk to Yelich. So with 1 out, the Marlins have a base runner. And in the other dugout, the Rays manager, Kevin Cash, and we'll be chatting with Kevin tonight, live in the middle of the 3rd inning of this game. Now Martin Prado. First pitch strike. Prado batting .291. They had a couple of hits and a run batted in last night. Now a ball and a strike. There's a base hit through the hole. Hit sharply by Prado. Good turn by Yelich. He'll hang at second base. 2 on with 1 out.
Right now, Drew Smyly has shown this Marlin lineup already here in the early going just about every one of his pitches. We've seen the fastball, we've seen the cutter, we've seen the changeup. Prado out in front just a hair on that delivery, able to get it into left field, and now 2 aboard with Bohr coming up.
Tonight's GMC big matchup. Bohr with 23 home runs, but when you break down the lefty-righty differential, no homers and 9 runs batted in off left-handed pitching. And Smyly has limited left-handed hitters to a 171 average coming into this game.
Well, he's able to create angles. That's what Drew Smyly's able to do. Up in the zone, working down in the zone, good spin on the breaking ball, a cutter away from these lefties. Difficult to deal with.
It's a foul ball through the coaching box at first.
And here's the thing, we talked a lot about Kevin Kiermaier. We wanted to see him out there every single day because of the way that he can impact a game. You think about Justin Bohr and his power. That's the same thing that Miami would like to see, for him to pick it up a little bit against left-handed pitching, because he's the one guy in this lineup right now outside of Stanton that's capable of hitting the ball out of the park.
Ground ball toward the middle, but positioned right there. Cabrera stepping on the bag and giving the double play. 6-3 on the double play to retire the Marlins in the first. Walk and a single, 1 man left. Rays coming in to hit. Their starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers, and they'll have John Jasol leading off, playing left field. Then Steven Souza Jr. and Evan Longoria. The DH, it's Grady Sizemore. Asdrubal Cabrera, James Loney, and J. Pierre Sebia. 5, 6, and 7. Kevin Kiermaier hits 8th, and Nick Franklin in the 9th spot.
And they'll be going up against right-hander Jared Cozart, making his 13th start of the season, 2-4 record, 4.15 earned run average. And you're going to see a lot of the sinker and the curveball here tonight.
Jaso takes the first pitch away. 35-year-old right-hander. Jared Cozart out of League City, Texas. Two balls, no strikes.
You can see he's got good velocity on the fastball. He does a nice job of keeping the ball on the ground. And the Marlins, they've won his last 4 starts.
This one off the mitt of Realmuto and all the way to the backstop. 3-0.
Not exactly how you'd like to start this ball game off.
He comes back with a called strike. The Rays saw him in Miami back in April on the 11th. when he gave up just a run on 3 hits in 6 innings. And now a full count of swing and a miss, and you can see Jaso's hand coming off the bat in the middle of that swing. Souza Jr. on deck. Ball 4, the Rays have a base runner.
With the Rays' first walk of the game, Apology donates $250 to the Suncoast Hospice Foundation.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Marlins defense and see how that looks here tonight. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield left to right, we've got Derek Dietrich, Christian Yelich, and Marcell Ozuna. And across the infield, third to first, Prado, Rojas, Gordon, and Bohr, with JT Realmuto behind the plate.
Steven Souza Jr. hitting .223 with 16 home runs. A 5-game hitting streak for Souza Jr. Fastball too close. Went in around 94, 1-0.
Well, and important for Cozart to pitch from out in front because he really loves his fastball, loves it even more when he's behind in the count. Becomes very predictable. And that's where he can get himself into trouble.
1-1. And it's really a challenge. He does have a changeup, but you don't see it very often. Extremely conservative with throwing that changeup. So as you mentioned, it's mostly 2 pitches, and tough to survive that way for a starting pitcher.
It absolutely is, and that's why, we mentioned the Marlins have won his last 4 starts, but in those 4 starts, his number's good, but he's averaging less than 5 innings a start. 19 2/3 over the course of those 4 starts.
Well, that lends itself to not going through that lineup more than a couple times.
Have you seen the numbers against Cozart third time through?
Yeah.
That's right, and so they limit him. That is a real trouble spot for him.
Ground ball third. Prado takes it to Gordon. That's 1. Over to first. That's 2. Around the horn it goes. 5-4-3. So each team has turned a double play already.
Well, Prado, keep your head down and make a nice feed. And then it's up to your second baseman, D. Gordon, to complete it. Marlins do it just in time.
When the Rays faced him in Miami, he gave up just 3 hits. They were all extra base hits. Kiermaier had a double, Cabrera triple, and Evan Longoria had a double to drive in a run. And then they got him out of there after 6 innings. Strike the count to Evan. And the breaking ball in. 0-2. Cut and a miss. Back with the fastball. Rays are out in the first. No score. On to the second inning we go. you by Toyota. Let's go places. By Outback Steakhouse, curbside takeaway. Making your steak come to you has never been easier. And by Morgan Auto Group. Make it Morgan. We make it happen. Marcell Ozuna takes a big cut. Misses that first pitch from the Rays left-hander. Ozuna, Dietrich, and Realmuto due up for the Marlins. 1-1. Ozuna had 2 hits last night, a single and a double. Pops this one up on the infield. That's Franklin coming in on the turf to make the catch. And that's one away.
And Ozuna's one of those guys that I think the Marlins hoping for a little bit more out of. I mean, this was a guy last year, first full season in the big leagues, 153 games. He had 23 home runs. He drove in 85. Obviously, spent some time, on only 118 games this year, so not as many games, but the production has been way down.
Pitch to Dietrich is a strike. He came back from their AAA affiliate in New Orleans in the middle of August. He's hit a little over 270 since then. Dietrich lifts a fly ball to left, and Jaso out there making the start takes care of that one. And the Rays got an infrequent look at John Jaso in left field tonight.
And his first play, pretty standard. Get him settled in and comfortable out there. Listen, Kevin Cash said that John Jaso's been putting a lot of work out there in the outfield, working hard, and it pays off for him here as he gets the start in left. The Rays love the versatility, and Jaso, for the most part, a DH. But you get a chance to get him out in the field and let someone else off their feet.
There's a strike to the Miami catcher. Realmuto hitting .256 with 10 home runs. 1-1. His emergence has been a positive for Miami. They had Jared Saltalamacchia to begin the year, and a couple of other veteran catchers. There's a tap to short. It's handled by Cabrera, and it's a quick inning for Smiley. 1-2-3, no score. As the Rays host the Blue Jays Sunday when kids 14 and under got the Halloween spirit with a Raymond Halloween mask giveaway while supplies last. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com for more information. Rays up. Grady Sizemore, the designated hitter in this lineup against the right-hander Jared Cosart. It's a ball, no strikes. Sizemore serving as the DH for the Rays for the 9th time, starting as the designated hitter. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Headed for Gordon. And that takes care of Sizemore. One away, and we'll check in with Emily Austin. Emily?
Dwayne, I know this is a very emotional night for you because it is the very last Web Wednesday of the season. I know it hurts. We are going to have Kevin Cash joining the broadcast on Web Wednesday in the 3rd inning. To be sure that you stay with us. It may or may not be on his decisions with the starting rotation. But first, we're going to warm up the night with what do you guys think was the biggest lesson Kevin Cash learned as a rookie skipper and what he will be able to use going forward with that specific lesson?
All right, good question there. B.A., your response first.
Well, that's a tough question to break out with, but I would think just the overall amount of information that he has to deal with coming from all sides. Coming from upstairs, all the scouting reports, everything that comes down from analytics, the coaching staff. We know that he's a good communicator, so you've got the coaching staff that you're talking with, you've got upstairs, and oh, by the way, the 25 players, and then with all the injuries, the 40-some players that you've had to be in communication with. So I think just the sheer amount of information going back and forth and then trying to go out there and manage in-game and make timely decisions was probably overwhelming at times.
Yeah, and I think he'll tell you that too. The game speeds up so much when you're in that manager's role. You can be a player and you're thinking along with a manager. Okay, you don't have to make that decision. You don't have to anticipate. And I think that is a big challenge for a first-time manager. And he really is. He'd never managed before. He'd been a bullpen coach for a couple of years.
That's right.
He had advanced scouted, a catcher. So you're used to trying to think your way through a game as a catcher, but it's a completely different experience for him, and I think that was the first big challenge that he had this year.
Yeah, when you go back through his history and getting to this point, like you said, okay, scout up in the stands in the press box, bullpen coach, you're in the game, but you're detached from the game. This is the first time he's been in the dugout.
Yep.
Let alone, he wasn't a bench coach for 3 or 4 years, get a feel for it, and then get popped into the manager's position. I mean, it's right from the bullpen into the manager's chair, and that's a big jump.
And the big advantage he had was having Tom Foley with him.
Yes.
Down there. That was a big plus. I'd venture to say, if you ask him, Foley was just a major plus for him in that role.
And you'll see the questions that we have going to him. That's on the list. It's definitely on the list.
Gordon takes care of this one as Cabrera is out. A little extra time there, but 2 up, 2 down. There's Tom Foley. Well, we'll get to, we're going to talk with him in the middle of the 3rd inning, and we'll chat with Kevin about that a little bit. Apparently Kevin's agreeable.
we think. Well, if I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a guy who does not seek the limelight. He agrees with that too. James Loney.
Going to add to the degree of difficulty here tonight. I guess that's probably why he agreed to do it in between innings as opposed to when action's taking place.
Strike the count on James Loney. Serves that one back into the seats, out of play. 0-2. Loney is out on strikes. He missed the fastball. 2 strikeouts to end the first 2 innings, both on fastballs. On to the third, no score. Rays take on the Blue Jays Saturday. Fans can watch the postgame performance by DJ Steve Aoki, recently voted America's best DJ by DJ Times Magazine and Pioneer DJ USA. Purchase a wristband, watch from the field, and dance along with hits like Boneless. For tickets, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up. Casey McGee takes a fastball. There's a strike. It's now 1-1. Pitch high. 2-1. There's a strike, squares the count. 2-2. Strike 3 call at the knees. Fastball catches McGee looking. That'll be the first strikeout posted by Drew Smyly.
And you can't live up to the nickname if you don't swing the bat, and that would be Hits McGee. I thought that was one of the greatest nicknames in going in for the player vote for the All-Star game last year. But you can't do that if you're going to take balls right down the middle.
This is Miguel Rojas. 1 ball, no strikes. Rojas has been in 56 games with the Marlins this year, hitting .273. It's 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1. Chases that one, and it's 2-2. And a cut and a miss. Rojas out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Drew Smyly, both on the fastball.
Drew Smyly moved the ball around the zone, and then how about this downhill plane right on the corner And you can see the swing, just not able to reach it. And that's what Drew Smyly will do. I mean, he'll do it to the lefties, to the righties. He's tremendous at creating angles.
Now the top of the order, D. Gordon. The pitch is a strike. And we watched him throughout his tenure here with the Rays, and that strikeout pitch, fact that he works up, makes that pitch possible and makes it problematic for opposing hitters.
I mean, he's got complementary pitches, you know, pitches that help each other out. You think about working the fastball downhill, and then all of a sudden he elevates it. That's tough to lay off of. The curveball off of that. Number of pitches that he can work together in sequence to where a hitter just ends up beside himself. You get into an at bat 5 or 6 pitches in.
And he misses a bit inside here. Fun to watch him when he gets into that rhythm. You know, he had a couple of strikeouts here in the 3rd inning, and that last pitch was pretty close. Now he's behind, but he started to feel it. You can just see in his body language. He'll take the count full.
That's a fun place to be because the mind is clicking. You automatically know what pitch you want to go with next, and on top of that, you're executing. So when you've got a great idea of what to do, how to do it, and you're executing, it's just like whoever, bring me whoever, they're going to be an out.
So the count full. And a ground ball chopped right side. Franklin to his left looks to throw to first. Gordon is out of there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning again. So a couple of strikeouts and a we certainly appreciate you right in the middle of all the commotion coming on with us. Thank you very much. We're going to get to a fan question in a moment, but B.A. and I were talking about the challenge. First time you've managed this year. What was the biggest challenge for you?
You know, I think that a little bit of the unknown, all of it. It's been nice. I feel much more comfortable this go around, or at this point, than maybe I did, you know, early on in the season. But you know, so fortunate to have the staff here, Tom Foley along, you know, right next to me all the time. So we've learned a lot. I've learned a lot throughout the course of this season.
Hey, Kevin, listen, outside of in-game decisions, what would you say is the most important part of the job?
Communicating with your players. That's more important than the in-game decisions as far as we're concerned. We got to have those relationships and be able to communicate, and it's a two-way street. We communicate with them, and we would like for them to communicate with us.
Kevin, I have a question from one of our viewers, Rock Bradham. You know, we talked about throughout baseball, bullpens are busy, and this one has been busy as well. And Rock's question is, why do you pull starting pitchers so early?
Is that just Rock's question, or is that everybody else's question?
Well, I think they had a party, and they elected him their spokesperson.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good question. And given the injuries that we came into early on in the season, we sat down and tried to formulate the best plan to maximize our entire pitching staff. It worked out really well for us at times, and it didn't work sometimes. And, you know, that's something that we're going to learn for. We'll go into the offseason being that much more prepared with better knowledge and come up with a good plan going into next season. All
right. We appreciate your time here during a game. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's been great to get to know you, and we're looking forward to a lot of fun next year. Uh-oh, look out on this shot.
Likewise, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Kosar knocked that one down, and apparently he's okay. He's waving the trainer off right now. Boy, Aaron Sebia, who can hit the ball hard, hit a shot right back to the mound there.
Absolutely no reaction time. This ball off the bat, and it just catches the glove. The glove got in the way, and Kosar able to knock it down and make the play, but those are scary.
So one away on that hard hit line drive, and here's Kevin Kiermaier.
Oh, come on.
Cozart's been there before. To the count to Kiermaier.
You know, that is one of the rigors of the job. You understand it going in as a pitcher, but you never think about it. Because if you did, you wouldn't be worth anything. You think about executing pitches. Alex Cobb, you know, we all know what happened to him. I mean, it can be scary out there, but if that's something that you're focusing on or thinking about while you're on the mound, you cannot function as a pitcher. You just can't. So you understand it's a risk that is taken, but when you're out there on the mound, you become single-minded of purpose, pick out a pitch and execute it, and really that's all that's on your mind.
Here's Dick Franklin. An interesting point you make there. And the pitch is a strike. I think if you would tell yourself, well, I'm going to forget about that, then all you do is remember it. But the single-minded purpose eliminates all the other things. And you concentrate on the one thing, the business at hand that you have.
That is, Dwayne, that's absolutely it. It's why you don't, as a pitching coach, go out there and tell a pitcher, hey, I don't want you to do this. Bad idea.
Yeah, you planted the bad seed right there.
That's exactly right. You tell him what you do want him to do, and as a pitcher, you think to yourself, how can I get this guy out? What was the game plan? What is the count? What's the pitch I'm going with? And where am I going to try and put it? And that is all that you think about. That just blocks everything else out. That's the only chance that you have.
2-1 the count on Franklin. Lifts the fly ball into left. That's going to send Dietrich back to the track, and he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down, go the Rays, and we head into the fourth. No score. Prado next and Bohr third. Bruce Smiley on the hill, who gave up a walk and a single in the first, threw a double play ball and started to find his rhythm in the second and third innings. Yelich did draw the walk in the first and takes ball one here. Drew 4-2 on the year. His wins coming in his last 7 starts. And a nifty 2.70 ERA, but it's been sort of an up and down ride during that stretch. You can go back another game and add that. He's been extremely sharp and then not so sharp and sharp again and so forth. 2-2 now to Yelich.
And when you're talking about the sharp outings, you're talking about 0 earned runs. I mean, he's been very good, and it's been an every other start thing for Drew.
Strike 3 call. Breaking ball. He started Yelich with a breaking ball and finishes him off looking at 1. Let's check in with Todd right now.
All right, Dwayne, since the Rays became a franchise in 1998, the Toronto Blue Jays have never won the American League East until tonight. 15-2 the final score. LaTroy Hawkins gets the final out, and the Blue Jays, who are returning to the postseason for the first time in 22 years, celebrated Oriole Park in Camden Yards. 15-2 the final. The problem is, guys, first game of a doubleheader, and then for weather-related issues, they moved up tomorrow's game to a noon start, so not a whole lot of time to celebrate in Baltimore. But congratulations to the Blue Jays, who were actually 1 game behind the Rays coming out of the All-Star break when they played each other in Toronto. And, guys, that's 5 different teams who have won the AL East in the last 6 years. Back to you.
Well, that's a parity, I guess. That's what they want. And so the Toronto Blue Jays, we tip our caps to them.
And did they not do it in Blue Jay fashion?
Yes.
15.
Just bashing.
15 runs.
Bautista hit his 40th home run. Encarnacion, number 37. And how about Justin Smoke? He has 18 home runs now. Fly ball short center. Kiermaier coming on. He's there to make the catch.
Well, they say, Dwayne, hitting is contagious, and apparently it is running rampant through that Blue Jay clubhouse. I mean, they could have 3 guys with 40-plus bombs. 40-plus. 3.
You know, it's interesting when you look at that lineup and those power hitters that they have, and they can destroy a baseball. We've seen that. There's a shot off the bat of Justin Bour. Well tagged, and that ball is going to bound up off the wall, carrying back to Kiermaier. And into second goes Bour with a 2-base hit. That had some hang time coming off the wall.
Yeah, that ball, I think, hit right off the yellow markers out there. You've got those 2 poles together. And Justin Bour came that close to his first home run off of a lefty. Right off the top of it. I mean, another inch or 2, and he's got his first homer against a lefty. They're pointing right there where that thing hit.
Now, Smiley has not given up a home run to a left-handed hitter since last year. And that one came as close as you can get without hitting 1 out.
Yeah, I mean, another half-inch up, it catches the top of that and then either pops right into the stands or just skims off the top. But instead, it stays in, and with 2 outs, it's going to take another hit to drive him in.
Here's Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna. 1 ball, no strikes. Look out there. And Sebia coming up with that ball. And here's another look at the cut.
That high finish with 1 hand, and then boy, catches Aaron Sebia right in the jaw.
One and 2. Two-out double by Justin Bour. Second time the Marlins have had a man at second base tonight. And a soft liner into left center. That's going to fall. Base hit. The run will score as Bohr crosses the plate, and it's 1-0 Miami.
You know, I thought for sure that Smiley was going to go with the breaking ball, the cutter, or the changeup. Something moving down in the zone based on the swings and misses by Ozuna in his first 2 at-bats on those pitches. But instead, they try to elevate a heater. It is more in than it is up, and Marcel is able to muscle it out into left center field, and Miami takes the lead.
So he picks up his 42nd run batted in. The Marlins have the first run of the night. Derek Dietrich. Ball, no strikes. Oh, 3 strikeouts tonight for Smiley. That gives him 40 strikeouts in the month of September. That's 3-0. Came in averaging over a strikeout per inning. Picks up a strike there. It's 3-1.
It's his ability to be deceptive, to manipulate the entire strike zone and beyond. That's what leads to all those strikeouts. And a pretty good curveball, too.
Yeah, you think of a high strikeout per inning pitcher as Chris Archer.
Yeah.
95, that great slider, hard throwers, but he does it a different way. Smiley.
He's like the left-handed version of Jake Odorizzi in the sense of how they manipulate the strike zone, up and down and in and out. They climb above it, they drop below it.
Swing and a miss. Dietrich out of there. 2 strikeouts in the inning, a run scores. Miami leads 1-0. Geico was on this day 2013. The Rays and Rangers squared off in game 163 with Evan Longoria belting a home run. David Price going the distance, advancing the Rays into the American League wild card game. Tonight they come in the bottom of the 4th inning, facing Jared Cosart. Down 1-0, and here's John Jaso. So the Rays start their 2nd time through the order against the right-hander. Fastball in for a strike. One and one. Ground ball, right side and out of the reach of Gordon, who played him deep into shallow right field out from his second base position, and he couldn't get over there.
You know, a lot of times they're going to play the shift against John Jay. So you see D. Gordon there, you see Miguel Rojas there, and you see a big tunnel right there that John Jaso is able to find. They get the ground ball to the right side that they wanted, but nobody home.
The Rays pick up their first hit. Jaso was their first base runner when he walked in the first, a single in the fourth, and here's Steven Souza Jr. Lifts it up the right side, foul, slicing out of play. Foul ball back. Pretty good pitch for Souza to hit right there. I'd like to see that one again.
Yeah, that was a hanger. We talked about it. Jared Kozar loves the fastball and the curveball. That one hung. And Souza Jr. with so much power. Like a redo.
There's a line drive into right field. Down to second base goes Jaso. Well, down 0-2. He hung that curveball, came back with a fastball, and Souza hit it hard.
Well, if you can hang a fastball, he did it right there. Last two pitches were elevated. See this pitch away, but that stays between the thigh and the belt, and that allows Souza Jr. to get good plate coverage and rifle that ball into right field. There's a start for the Rays in the fourth.
It was Evan Longoria who struck out swinging. It was in the first. Fouls that one back. A fastball. Evan came into the game only Rays hitter with a home run off Cozart. Came in 3 of 13 against him. This one will get away all the way to the backstop, and the Rays are going to have 2 men now in scoring position.
Oh, Jared Cozart here getting a little wobbly out on the mound, missing some pitches, and now yanking one completely out of the zone. And Real Muto cannot come up with the backhand. That pitch in the mid-90s, a difficult play to make, couldn't do it. And now the Rays with 2 guys in scoring position. There is nobody out. You got to get them home.
So the wild pitch puts Souza at second and Jaso at third. And it's 2-1. Cut 2-2.
He hung it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was a little better with that pitch, that ball gets just rocketed. But look at that. It just hangs up, and you just can't lay off it.
I tell you, he has really struggled here with the breaking ball and location in the fourth.
And the fastball.
Yeah.
And that's not good for Cozart.
the count is full. This with a breaking ball. Jaso single. Souza aboard on a base hit. They were wild pitched up. And there's ball 4. Curveball on 3-2, and he walks Longoria.
You know, he struck out Evan in his first at bat with the fastball, and then getting the 2 strikes on him would not go back to that pitch. Almost like he's running afraid from the fastball in that situation. But on the other hand, the curveball, you mentioned it, Dwayne, the curveball command here in the 4th has not been good.
Now Grady Sizemore, boy, what an opportunity for the Rays. Bases loaded, nobody out. All outside. Right, the breaking ball. Well, he's trying to throw the curveball till he gets a good feel for it, I guess.
Well,
2-0. Misses with the fastball now. He's really having issues. 3-0 with the bases loaded.
This is where innings start to get out of hand, because now he's not throwing pitches with conviction. He's hoping that he gets them in there for a strike. That typically does not go well for a pitcher.
There's a strike. Just did get that call. It's going to be a foul ball. The count is full. Well, the full count now. There's Jaso at third, Souza at second, Longoria at first. The Rays have done everything except score here. They had the bases loaded and a 3-0 count. Now it's 3-2. Sizemore is out on strikes. That's a big out for Cozart.
It is, because he got it on ball 4, and that's what hurts. Fastball right out of the hand, down, and Grady Sizemore so aggressive, and he goes down after it.
So, with 1 out and the bases loaded, as Asdrubal Cabrera is going to be the hitter. He made the difference in the game last night with his 8th inning home run, his 14th of the year. And that propelled the Rays to a 4-2 win.
Resurgent with the bat.
Fouls an opening fastball back. Pretty good pitch to hit right there.
Yep, and he took a really good swing at it too. Aggressive swing. Numbers with the bases loaded. But Cabrera, you know, he's been able to turn things around from the plate, and getting it done from both sides of the plate makes it even more impressive.
Came into the game 3 of 8 against Cozart in his career. Takes the first ball. It's 1-1. Ball 2. 2-1. May have tried to change up there. If he's going to throw it, he'll throw it more to lefties. He's wide and up. The mid-80s. 2-1 to count. Fly ball back into center field. Yelich backs up to make the catch. Tag at third. Jaco's going to score. So Sousa Jr. is going to go to third. The Rays tie the game on Cabrera's sacrifice fly.
Well, and because Yelich, the way that he took the route on that ball, that was well struck by Cabrera, but he catches it over his shoulder. By doing that, he allowed Sousa Jr. to go back to second base, tag up, and get to third. And you got the potential now to score on a wild pitch, and we've already seen one of those by Cozart in this game. Not able to spin around and get that ball in quick enough to keep Sousa Jr. from getting to third. So we'll see if the Rays can do anything with that.
Sousa Jr. third, Longoria at first. James Loney in the batter's box. Too low. The breaking ball. Loney struck out. Struck out on 3 pitches in the second inning. A fastball got him swinging. He dropped a base hit into shallow left field last night over Prado's head at third. He takes that curveball too low, 2-0. Marlins got a run in the top of the inning. The Rays won in the bottom of the fourth. He takes a fastball for a strike. 2-1. There's that pitch a little wide, and that's a pitch that Jerry Davis will widen. We've seen him do that a couple times. He called a strike on Kiermaier out there, and now this one to Loney. Loney fouls this one the other way.
And look where he's set up. He's set up on the inside corner to James Loney. So those balls away from him, it's almost like he's guessing.
That was the same situation with the left-handed bat of Kiermaier. It's a chopper. Gordon with the flip to Rojas at second base. The Rays settle for 1 run and tie this game at the end of 4.
two-part question coming your way on this Web Wednesday finale. First, Gene wants to know, what are the plans for the broadcast team in the off-season? I will be diving straight into more work with the Orlando Magic. I know Todd has a trip planned to Hawaii, so what are you guys doing? Part two of that question, Jim wants to know, will BA's contract have a clause that prohibits him from riding a bicycle?
Let's take the second part first.
No, there'll be no clause because I'm just not going to do it anymore. It did not turn out very well.
And if you do, wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been a smart move. But, yeah, that was a rough couple of weeks.
I'll tell you, you look remarkable. You're recovering. You're still in the process.
Yeah.
You look great.
It's amazing the work that was done and how it was done, how quickly it was done. I couldn't believe that we had that surgery that Friday night of the Baltimore home series, and it was done later on Friday, and still able to make that plane on Sunday to travel with the team on the road, although, they wouldn't put me on camera for obvious reasons.
Yeah, when you said that your plan was to join us on the flight Sunday, I said, you're pretty aggressive there. And it was great to see you on there, and turned out a nice road trip. A couple more wins would have been good. And it was just great to see you back in that chair again and raring to go.
Well, so what will you be doing this offseason?
I'm going to see a lot of flag football games, a lot of basketball games. When baseball comes around, I'll see some of those. And we're going to see some recitals.
Yep.
That's all going to be fun. Spending a lot of time doing that. We're going to work in a trip or two. We'll be in and out of town a little bit. You're going to be enjoying the winter.
Delve into football. Yeah. And before you know it, we'll be right back at it. It's amazing not only how quick seasons go, but off seasons too.
Yep, absolutely. A little tap. Smiley's going to go to first to get McGee. Muto, who walked, moves up to second base. Yeah, you get a chance to catch up on things that you don't really get a chance to catch up on during the season. And get back into family life and, answer the mail. There's big stacks of mail. We got some bills that are probably past due.
Oh, they'll come find you.
Yeah, they'll
let you know when those are past due.
Yeah.
Those are fun conversations.
Well, I was out of town. I was working really hard.
What about all the fan mail from the new book?
That's been good.
Probably about a lot of that too, huh?
Yeah. So that'll be fun. We'll be doing some book signings and things like that around. So that'll be fun. And you're right. Before we know it, we'll be right back in spring training and approaching a brand new season. Miguel Rojas at the plate. 1 to count.
I can't believe that hockey and the NBA are getting ready to start. Weren't we just watching the playoffs like in June?
Yeah.
And here they go again?
It's like they get, take 5 or 6 days off and then let's go again.
It's unbelievable.
Up the right side, that's out of play. So it's 1-2. Well, I think, and above all, what the Rays are hoping for next year is a healthy season.
Yeah.
They've had enough with injuries and rotation that was decimated. A healthy Drew Smiley all year. Matt Moore's made tremendous progress. Get him going again, and hope that later in the season next year, Alex Cobb is back and can pitch in down the stretch. Into the dirt. Blocked by Aaron Sebia. 2-2.
If everybody is healthy, and when Alex Cobb comes back, the depth in this starting rotation, you talked about Smiley and Moore. You think about Odorizzi and Archer. You think about Cobb coming back. What about Erasmo? What about Nathan Carnes? I mean, they're going to have some. Everybody's healthy. There's some tough decisions to be made.
Yeah, that could be fun.
That's not even mentioning Mr. All-World minor league pitcher Blake Snell and what he did. Obviously, he's thrown his name right into the conversation because of the numbers he put up in the minor leagues.
And a cut and a miss by Rojas. Go back to second. Runner back there. Rojas out for the second time on a fastball down on strikes. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be a fun off season to see what the Rays do. Get your pitching healthy again.
Number 9.
And the offense the last couple months has been better starting in early August. They were more aggressive. You'd always love to see a little more offense.
Well, they've done it. They've kept it rolling from August here into September. They're averaging almost 5 runs a game this month. You just saw Mikey Matuk, the emergence. He's had a great September.
The foul ball off the bat of D. Gordon. Yeah, boy, he got hot right at the right time, didn't he?
Yeah. Think about those young outfielders. And he showed you a lot of different facets of the game. Some defense, can run a little bit, some power, in-game at-bat to at-bat adjustments.
Into the dirt, and a nice block by Aaron Sebia right there. Catching situation is going to be interesting next year too. Aaron Sebia is, I think he's pretty much played his way into getting some serious consideration, and a nice job there. Aaron Sebia has always been known for his power, and we've certainly seen that, but you see a nice block or two like that behind the plate, that's a step in the right direction. 2-1. Oh, he's busy.
Setting him up. Well, those are good because those balls are out in front of him a good ways away. And so not only is he keeping them in front, but blocking them, smothering them out over the top of those baseballs and keeping them close. No chance for a move up.
It's 3-1. Leadoff walk. 2 outs, a man at second. Christian Yelich is on deck. Gordon, a .332 average coming into play tonight. A strike call, full count. See those strikes? Playing the high-low with strikes there. That last pitch into the upper reaches of the zone. And a cut and a miss. Well, he struck him out with a fastball. He went high-low and too slow to get the strikeout for Gordon. They leave a man, and this game is tied 1-1, bottom of the 5th. Sun Sports is brought to you by your Tampa Bay Mazda dealers. In every car we make, you'll see why driving matters. By Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Checkers, epic meals, epic deals. We move into the bottom of the 5th inning with J.P. Arencibia taking the first pitch, a curveball for a ball. Arencibia followed by Kiermaier and Franklin in the inning against Jared Cosart. There's a line drive down to third, caught by Prado. Well, a curveball. He missed with one and hung that one a bit. Cosart struggled with the curveball in the 4th inning to the tune of loading the bases and being behind Grady Sizemore 3-0. He came back to strike him out. Got a little help on a pitch out of the zone down. And the Rays settled for 1 run, driven in by Asdrubal Cabrera. Kevin Kiermaier. The pitch, breaking ball is too high. 1 ball, no strikes. A chop to short. It'll be handled by Miguel Rojas. So a couple of quick outs here in the 5th inning, in contrast to the 4th. There's 4 pitches here. And we go to Nick Franklin. Franklin looked at a fly ball into left his first time. Pitch is too high. 1 ball and no strikes. And Cosart misses with another fastball. 2-0. Hot shot foul up the right side. That scatters part of the bullpen. The ball winds up out of play. Two and one. Well, with the Blue Jays winning big over the Orioles in the first game of that doubleheader, the Rays and the Orioles have identical records right now. And a shot hit deep to center field. Yelich will go back, and this ball is gone. Franklin drives one out of here. A fastball, and the Rays take a 2-1 lead. It's been a challenging year for Nick Franklin, but he gets hold of a Cosart fastball here and drives it out for his 3rd home run of the season for the Rays. And here's a look. Fastball up, out over the plate. We talked earlier in the game about Cosart hanging some curveballs and leaving the fastball up. And he did there in a hittable spot, and boy, did Franklin hit that one. Now John Jaso, he takes a fastball upstairs. 101.8 off the bat of Nick Franklin there. 2-0. That's a ball wide. So Jaso, who's been on twice with a walk and a single, is ahead in the count 3-0. And ball 4 inside. So Cosart continues to struggle here with his command and overall control. It was a major issue in the 4th. He got out of that, allowing just 1 run. Got 2 outs in the 5th, same way. Before the home run by Franklin. Now 4-pitch walk to Jaso. And here's Steven Souza Jr. And Jennings looking on from the Marlins dugout with a little concern on his face, watching Cosart. Here's a pitch, bounds up, retrieved by Realmuto, and he throws it into center field. Jaso is going to stay right there. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Jaso broke. And when that ball came back down to the Marlins catcher, he had a play on Jaso, but the throw was high. So that'll be a wild pitch. The second of the night, charged to Cozart. So another man in scoring position here for the Rays. And the curveball misses. 2-0. Fastball taken for a strike. Cozart's pitch breakout, reflective of his command issues tonight. 41 strikes, 35 pitches out of the zone. And a breaking ball that backed up out of the zone. It's 3-1. Rays getting a run on the Franklin home run. Jaso off second, and that's ball 4. Fastball wide. So the challenge continues for Cozart. Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach, is on his way. So 2 walks here in this inning. 2 on with 2 out. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. That pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Jake Odorizzi will be looking for his 9th win. We'll hear from him, and Arestas will break down the Miami starter, Jose Fernandez, 6-0, making the start for the Marlins. We will be with you at 6:30 to begin our coverage right here from Tropicana Field. 2 men aboard for Evan, who has struck out and walked. Cozart struck him out on a fastball. He went fastball, curve, fastball, and struck him out on 3 pitches in the first, and then got ahead of him in the 4th inning and continued to throw breaking balls that missed. And there's a breaking ball that stayed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. So he continues to stay away from the fastball here. You can see the breakout in this inning. Ground ball, chopped to short, throw to second, out there. Boy, that was close. And the Rays might want to take a look at that one. A very close call there. And Kevin Cash wants him to take a look at it. So Rojas made the toss to second base. And here's one more look. Yeah, look at that. I'm going to say we're going to continue this inning based on that. So we'll see Phil Cuzzy and Jerry Davis down the headsets. And it certainly appears the Rays are going to have the bases loaded with Grady Sizemore coming up again. You may have noticed Brian Anderson has been absent for part of this inning, back after just a short time away to to deliver his acceptance speech to be inducted into the Cleveland Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We kept the inning going until you could come back.
I was wondering if I was going to be allowed back after I step out of the booth and the Rays score a run and are threatening for more.
Well, you had to come back here during this Rays challenge. Souza went sliding into second. When he was called out, he popped up immediately. And so the challenge will result in that being overturned. And the inning will continue. Well, here we go. Here's the play in second.
You see the ball not into the glove quite yet. And the slide, the foot right there. Listen, this gives the Rays an opportunity here to tack on.
So Grady Sizemore, who was up with the bases loaded and nobody out in the fourth, up with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the fifth. And he takes this pitch low, a curveball. Control and command continuing to be an issue for Cozart. Brad Hand, the left-hander, throwing in the bullpen right now. Tapper foul, 1-1. Aaron Sebia started by hitting the ball hard, lined it to third. Kiermaier then grounded out to the shortstop. And Nick Franklin on a 2-1 pitch hit a fastball out for a home run.
I was mid-speech and saw that on a monitor and had to stop. Ball was blasted.
It was out of here to center. Pitch is down, 2-1. Jaso walked. There's a wild pitch before Souza walked. And then Longoria hit that chopper to shortstop. That appeared to be a fielder's choice with the out call, but that overturned, and Longo's going to get a single out of that. Cut a foul ball, takes the count to 2-2.
And how about this for Grady Sizemore? You know how frustrated he was in his last at-bat, striking out on what would have been ball 4 with the bases loaded. Gets a chance at a little redemption here. Same scenario.
The 2-2. There's a base hit on the line. Extra bases. Jaso is in. Souza scores. Here comes Longoria. It's a double for Sizemore. The Rays have a 4-run inning. And it's 5-1 Tampa Bay.
Well, he made the most of it. Absolutely made the most of it. And that's a pro. You know, he doesn't let that get him down the rest of the game. Realizes there may be other opportunities. He gets one and he clears the bases. He just shoots this ball the other way and is able to keep it fair. And I mean just able to keep it fair.
So the Rays make it a 4-run ball game now. Well, the double by Sizemore, picking up 3 runs batted in, 32 on the year now. And that's going to be it for Jared Cozart. Dan Jennings comes out to make the pitching change. Back to the Trop in a moment. It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag #SSDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Brad Hand will be the new pitcher. The lefty enters the game to face Asdrubal Cabrera.
Brad Hand has done a number of different things here for the Marlins. 12 starts, 37 games overall. Just over 92 innings of work on the season.
This pitch is a ball, fastball. 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. Cosard made 85 pitches. He's given up 5 runs, responsible for 1 on as he leaves this game. 5 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a home run, and a couple wild pitches in the mix. Two and 1 to count. Three and 1. Ball 4, so Hand comes in and walks Cabrera. And that will get the 9th man to the plate here in this inning for the Rays. James Loney now will face Hand.
I'm going to step out more often. This is working out very well.
Yeah, you've done a great job.
I should sit out the next couple of games.
You've already done that.
Right.
Yeah, and you really did it the hard way.
Yeah.
So. Loney 0 for 2. It's inside.
Hey, let's try to hit it where somebody's not standing. How many times could I do that?
Fly ball into left. Dietrich is there to make the catch. Rays send 9 men to the plate. They get a home run from Nick Franklin and a bases clearing double from Grady Sizemore. They put up 4 and lead 5-1 after 5.
Jaso with a chance to play left field tonight during this final week of the season. We'll share a couple of off-season stories with you for what the Rays have planned. For Jaso, he and his wife are doing a little European vacation, guys. He's flying in to Barcelona, Spain. But in typical Jaso fashion, he said, from there, we're just going to kind of wing it. We want to go to various spots in Spain and Italy, but no formal plan, so they'll figure it out as they go. And B.A., you'll be happy to hear this because I asked Jaso about how he felt his hair held up over the 162 games. He said, there are days I don't even know what my hair's doing, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. So you're right. It is an entity all of itself beyond his body. Back to you guys.
Yelich takes a strike on a curveball to begin the sixth and fouls this one. Well, it's a pretty good assessment. It has a personality all of its own.
Listen, in the first inning, he led the game off with a walk. And that hair went after Justin Bour when he was holding him on. Saw it in ISO.
Yep.
You got to be careful around that. Not sure if it's venomous, but
you don't want to take the chance.
No. Call me.
It's a ball. 2 strikes the count to Christian Yelich. And he is out on strikes for the second time. Missed the fastball. 7 strikeouts now for Drew Smyly.
Well, we've seen him get it a number of different ways. A couple of fastballs just powered by guys. Think about the way that he's gotten Miguel Rojas right there, getting Yelich in complete control right now, and he's got a 4-run lead to work with.
Martin Prado takes it upstairs.
You know, his last 2 starts, you go back to the last start that Smyly made, threw the ball so well against the Red Sox, but that game was scoreless going into the top of the 7th. So it was, you just had no margin for error. So when all of a sudden, that's the way this game was until the bottom of the 5th, and now the Rays have somewhat blown it open. Get a little breathing room. That's nice.
Well, the Rays had a chance for a big inning in the 4th and settled for 1. Cashed in for 4 in the 5th inning. Smyly behind Prado. Gets a strike on a fastball, making it 3-1. Rays batted around. They sent 9 men to the plate in the 5th inning. It's the 14th time this year the Rays have batted around, the 5th time this month. They really upped the ante in August and September with their offense. And what you hope is that bodes well for next year.
You got to think that they're going to go with the same approach, that same attacking, especially with the stuff guys that are trying to establish that fastball early, jumping all over.
There's a walk to Prado. You can really see a difference. You see the results, but you can see the approach was different as well.
Number 48.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Well, and you know, you'll hear some people say, well, listen, they're seeing the same amount of pitches. It's not like they're swinging earlier in the count. Well, when you throw it out there that you're going to be aggressive, all of a sudden, you know, pitchers start to pitch carefully. You see more pitches because they're off the plate, ball 1, ball 2. So you may still see more pitches. Doesn't mean that you're not being more aggressive.
A shot up the right side. Justin Bour, who doubled and scored in the 4th inning, can hit the ball hard. That one foul. Alex Colomé tossing a few down the right field line. Back, a fastball, 0-2. Yeah, I think the point you make about pitches seen and all that, I think that's a valid point. I think they're just having better at bats, and they're more aggressive. It's almost as if you're taking your offense into your own hands as opposed to being recessive about it. Bour out on strikes. Smyly a little over 90 pitches now with 8 strikeouts.
you're not allowing the pitchers to dictate the tempo all the time. You got a guy out there with a good fastball, and he wants to go out there and establish it, go ahead. And if you're on the corners, I'll tip my helmet. But if you're not, I'm swinging, and I'm going to hit some balls hard. And I'm going to force you. You think about the way that they went after Luis Severino with the Yankees. Now, he made a great counter to that. Started mixing in some earlier breaking balls and had success. But early on, it was like, okay, here's my fastball. And we saw Rays hitters, especially the lefties, just dinging him all over the place.
1 strike to count to Osuna. Well, with the 8 strikeouts tonight, that's 45 in September, which ties Scott Kazmir for the club record with 45 strikeouts in the month of September.
Well, then get him right here so that you can have that record to yourself. You may not see the 7th inning, and you're back to Marcell Ozuna. I would love to see something breaking below the zone.
He's ahead, 2 strikes. Did he go? Oh, he did not on that breaking ball.
If that pitch was a little bit more over the plate, he would have taken a full swing. But this is coming down and in, and you could have almost gotten him anyway. That was awfully close.
And he lays off again, a breaking ball. 2-2. Five runs, 5 hits for the Rays, a run, 3 hits for the Marlins. Little tapper, grabbed by Aaron Seaman, a nice little toss to first. A man left. We go to the home half of the 6th. 5-1.
What he's been able to do. Limit base runners, 3 hits, 3 walks, just the 1 run, but the strikeout has been a big part of Drew Smyly's game and gets a little help here. That solo home run by Nick Franklin gave the Rays a lead 2-1, and they would extend it out to 5-1 on that hit right there by Grady Sizemore going the other way with the bases juiced. So Rays right now in full control of this ballgame.
Smyly was 6 innings in. Got 96 pitches. Talking it over with Curt Casale. Here's Sebia, who opened the last inning, fouls a pitch back. He opened the 5th with a line drive, a hot shot to Prado. Oh, 2. There's a base hit. Gets it through the left side this time. Leadoff single for Aaron Sebia.
Number 39, Kevin Kiermaier.
Kevin Kiermaier fouls a pitch back. That's a strike. Rays facing 25-year-old left-hander Brad Hand in relief of Jared Cosart. Kiermaier reaching. 0-2. Take a look at the season for Kevin Kiermaier and a real upturn starting in August.
And this right here is my favorite. The on-base percentage. If he could be in the mid-3s with his on-base percentage, with his ability to steal bases, he's gotten better in that category, more comfortable doing it. That would be huge for the Rays, but there's no question that he has made strides offensively the last couple of months.
And it's good to see that happen over a period of 2 months.
Yes.
Not just a flash. There's a change in approach, and that success has been sustained over essentially a third of the season, which leads you to believe that there are good things offensively in his future.
It makes you feel like the numbers can be sustained. You know, I mean, he's used the other side of the field, you know, especially when he faces left-handed pitching. You know, obviously there's a strikeout there. That's going to happen. But we've seen him shoot the ball the other way. And then he's cut down on his strikeout rate. So when he gets to 2 strikes now, he is more than willing to just put the ball in play if it's a tough pitch and maybe let his speed beat out an infield hit. We've seen that a number of times.
Franklin rolls it foul outside of third. The count 0-2. Franklin hitting right-handed this time after hitting the home run from the left side of the plate in the 5th inning. More action down there in the bullpen for the Marlins. Jose Urena. One on, one out. This ball out of the mitt. Retrieved by Realmuto. 1-2. Kimatuk out there on deck. Holds it a ball, 2 strikes. And out of Minnesota, he has been in the Marlins system from the get-go. He was a 2nd round pick in the 2008 draft. Foul ball gets a piece of the veteran umpire Jerry Davis, and he'll take a little stroll. Tony Randazzo coming in from third base to see if he is all right. Here's that foul ball.
Got the right shoulder. That's his punch-out shoulder. It's important.
Yeah, you don't want that one to be impaired in any way. Jerry Davis, he's been around the big leagues since the early 80s. I think his debut was in June of '82. He assures all concerned that he is still capable of calling strikes. That's good news.
Very.
You know, he's had an interesting career. He was early in his career. There were more runs scored in games that he worked behind the plate, and that was over a number of years. And it's changed a little bit. He's evened out a little now to the point where I think some pitchers think that, you know, you can get an edge with him a little bit. And we saw some pitches where he'll widen the zone. Some umpires do that. Franklin swings and he misses. He's out on strikes. So 2 gone with a runner at first. He was involved in a play a few years ago. The Astros and the White Sox. I think Brad Osmus was catching. And there was a wild pitch. There was a runner at third. And the pitch got caught in his pocket. And he had a pocket on his shirt. And the ball got stuck up there. And the run scored. And it was a wild pitch. Osmus couldn't find the ball, and plate umpire had it. Pitching change coming. Here in the 6th inning, fans, don't miss your chance to win a jersey right off a player's back and other great prizes at Rays home games October 2nd through the 4th during the annual Shirts Off Our Backs fundraiser. All proceeds benefit Rays charitable outreach efforts throughout Tampa Bay. Jose Urania is the new pitcher, making his 19th appearance.
Yeah, same thing. 19th appearance. He's made 9 starts, 60 innings of work, just 26 strikeouts, and 24 walks in those 60 innings. That opponent's average of .304 as he tries to establish himself here in the big leagues.
Well, John Jaso is going to be lifted, and Mikey Montuk will pinch hit for him. And he takes a cut at that fastball Up around 97, up out over the plate, and he fouls it back.
And that's what makes it so interesting, I should say, that in 60 innings of work, only 26 strikeouts. That is an extremely low total for a guy who's got a fastball in that vicinity.
And there's a strike taken in the same neighborhood. 96, 97 with the fastball.
And you start to wonder, what are the secondary pitches like, and do guys get just a really good look at his release point? Because I'm telling you what, most guys, you roll out there 96, 97. I mean, we're talking less than 4.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's down in thumber range.
And a swing and a miss. A pretty good pitch right there to strike him out.
Yeah.
It's a good sequence by the young right-hander. It's 5-1 Rays. Seventh inning, middle game of this series. Brandon Gomes will take over on the mound, and out there in left field, replacing John Jaso, for whom he pinch hit, is Mikey Matuk. So Gomes comes on for the 62nd time. Well, a good outing for the Rays lefty, Drew Smyly. And he leaves it in Gomes' hands now with the score 5-1. Derek Dietrich takes the first pitch, and that's ball one.
And he does break the streak. Didn't give up 0 earned runs, but 1 in 6 innings. That will suffice. Tremendous job by Drew.
The shot to center field. Kiermaier turns around, leaps. He got it. Kiermaier turned around, made a leap, and then crashed into the wall and held on as he caromed off the center field wall. Kevin Kiermaier turns in another dandy out there in center field.
And watch him get turned around right here. Now he turns, finds it. Wow.
Another great catch by Kiermaier. And a big hug from his outfield mate Steven Souza Jr. there after that grab.
And guess what? He'll have another one waiting for him from Brandon Gomes.
Yeah, you saw the applause from Gomes. You really appreciate that. That's a pick-me-up on the first hitter in an inning. swing and a miss, strike one. If there's a guy who has earned some downtime in the offseason, it would be Kiermaier. He's thrown his body around every ballpark in the country. He's hit the deck, he's hit the wall. And a shot into center field. He's going to try to cut this one off, but can't quite get there. And it'll roll to the deep part of the park. Realmuto is in at second with a double. That's the other thing about a long season. We discussed the other day. If you're going to the postseason now, I mean, you're all fired up, and it's a whole different thing. But if you're not, you start to feel the season and the cumulative effect it can have on you. And your body needs that time just to recuperate.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, postseason baseball will buoy the way that you feel, no question. But you're right. When you're not going to be playing, you can decompress awfully quick.
Ichiro pinch hitting. McGee the DH. 0 for 2, and now Ichiro Suzuki, who played right field last night, will pinch hit in the 7th inning of this game. 1 ball, no strikes. One out with a man at second. And a strike is called. Smiley worked 6, gave up 1 earned run. 1 run total on 3 hits. He struck out 8, walked 3, made 96 pitches, and has given way to Brandon Gomes. Two balls and a strike. Fly ball back into right. Souza Jr. will go to the front of the track, makes the catch. Tag at second. Realmuto goes to third on the long fly ball. So 2 outs here in the 7th.
Well, Drew Smiley, the first 6 innings for the Rays in the book, and he was outstanding. 3 hits, just 1 earned run. What can you say about Drew? These last 2 starts, and again, look at the strikeouts. 8 strikeouts in 6 innings. He came into this ball game on the season over 10 strikeouts per 9. And you, Dwayne, you talked about his big strikeout numbers in the month of September.
Yeah, he's going to finish with 77 strikeouts in 66 2/3 innings. The strike. Rojas, the hitter, Miguel Rojas. You know, 77 strikeouts and 20 walks. Ground ball headed up the middle and a base hit into center. That will score Realmuto, and it makes it 5-2. Rojas picks up his first hit of the night. Kevin Cash is out of the dugout and on his way to the mound with the top of the order, D. Gordon, coming up. We'll be right back. For the 7th inning, as promised earlier in the game, we selected the Data Strong fan photo of the contest. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag SS Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Fun at the old ballpark there. And here's Jake McGee on to face D. Gordon. Goes 2/3. And now McGee. Jake pitched an inning Sunday in Toronto. Back active. First pitch is down 1-0. One scoreless inning, and he gave up a hit. This one is lifted into left. Toward the line. Mikey Montouk makes the catch. Well, a great catch to start the inning in center on the ball hit by Derek Dietrich by Kevin Kiermaier. 7th inning stretch, and the Rays lead 5-2. Your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. It's a 3-run ball game. Rays lead 5-2, moving into the bottom of the 7th inning. Rays winners last night 4-2 on the 8th inning home run by Asdrubal Cabrera. Tonight the Rays got a run in the 4th and 4 in the 5th inning. Steven Souza Jr. leading off, and he lifts a high popper down the left field line, and angling out from shortstop Rojas makes the catch. He was in foul territory, reaching back into fair territory. One away here in the 7th. Let's check in again with Emily.
Thanks, Dwayne. Hopefully we'll see Asdrubal Cabrera up to the plate this inning. But we have talked about him countless times this season, about how much he's contributed to this team this year. Consistency on defense and really producing at the plate in this second half of the season. James wants to know, with Cabrera being a free agent, do you see him signing a multi-year contract with the Rays?
Longoria taking a pitch down. That's going to be an interesting question, because he's definitely looking for a multi-year deal. The fly ball, center field. Yelich on the run, and he can't get there. He slams into the wall. It'll be a double by Evan Longoria on for the 3rd time, his 34th double of the year.
Well, what's a cover? The double or Cabrera? Well, you know what? Here it is. We're going to cover the double. That ball's right out over the plate, belt high middle, and gets swatted out there. I'll tell you, Christian Yelich put himself in position to make this catch, and probably feels like he should have. And he didn't, and Evan Longoria looks to get that run back for the Rays. Well, I would say this. I would be shocked if he didn't sign a multi-year deal with somebody because of his play this year and his resurgence at the plate in the second half. I don't know how you don't.
Sizemore takes it down. When you look, you're right, because his offense is among the league leaders in terms of shortstops.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at he's 1, 2, or 3 in a lot of offensive categories now as a shortstop. And his play at shortstop, more important, his play at shortstop, even when he struggled, got off to a slow start at the plate, he gave the Rays a great job at shortstop.
It's going to be hard to replicate that next year. You know what I mean? I mean, you think about what the options for the Rays are going to be, and the way that Cabrera played so admirably this year at short. There's going to be some big shoes to fill if he is not back.
Yep. So that's going to be an interesting development to see what happens there.
I'll tell you, this will be a fun offseason to see how, Matt Silverman and his staff, they were busy last year, but there's going to be some moves that need to be made this year too.
And I think that's the biggest question, really. You look at the arms, and because of the injury to some of the established arms, they've had to push other guys and develop them a little bit more. So I think you're going to have a lot of arms. You got guys coming back. You got some young players who've got more innings this year, more pitchers, young pitchers who've got more innings this year. And Sizemore punches it through the left side. Longoria's going to stop at third. The Rays will have men on the corners with one out. But I think that shortstop situation is going to be really interesting to watch, and that I would think would be the #1 issue going into the offseason.
Yeah, and by the way, Dwayne, okay, and that's a pretty good sample size right there for 320, 11, 40, not to mention the defense. So, yes, that will translate into a multi-year deal for somebody. And the way he has performed since the middle of June, you would certainly hope it would be with the Rays, but we will see.
One out, first and third. The pitch is fouled back and out of play. Well, here's the other thing. You talk about Cabrera, he's an experienced shortstop. He's a veteran shortstop. Don't forget, he's 29 years old. He won't be 30 until the season's over.
Yeah, I mean, you think of him as older than that for as many years as he has logged in the big leagues.
Yep.
Yes, this is for the TV. Yes.
This one lifted into left center field. That's got a chance to drop. It does. Longoria comes home. Sizemore's got to go to third. The Rays get the run back and make it a 6-2 ball game.
Well, add another point or two to the average, another point to the runs batted in. Cabrera finding some green grass out there in center field. Good answer here by the Rays.
3 consecutive hits. And the Marlins are going to make a pitching change. We'll be back in a moment. $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. Well, the Rays have rebuilt a 4-run lead. They have men on the corners at first and third with one out. Chris Narveson becomes pitcher number 4. Only looking for his first hit of the night. Takes the pitch outside. 1-0. One hop to second. Gordon to the shortstop Rojas to start the double play. 4-6-3 it goes. 6-2 Rays.
Tomorrow you get 50% off your entire online order at PapaJohns.com with promo code RAY6. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa.
Our Mazda game summary. The Rays put up a 4 spot in the 5th, answered a 1-run scored in the top of the 7th by the Marlins with a run in the bottom half, and they still lead by 4, 6-2. And a good pitching performance from their starter Drew Smyly tonight. Now Eddie Romero's on the mound to begin the 8th. And ball 1 on a fastball to Christian Yelich.
That hard throwing lefty has worked in 20 games, 27 in a third innings, 30 strikeouts.
Two balls, no strikes. As we mentioned earlier, there was good news for Toronto. The Blue Jays winning big and clinching the division with a 15-2 win over Baltimore. High shot back into left center. Kiermaier tries to go up high for this one. Going to be over the top of his glove and off the top of the wall. A double for Yelich into left center field. And boy, if Kiermaier, he's got to be careful out there. He's attacking the wall. And take a look at this attempt.
Third baseman.
That ball hit the wiring above the glove. You'll see it hit, and then on its way down, right there, come down and hit the glove. So he had another little ways to go to come up with that one. Great effort. And he upset with himself Well, he expects to make every play out there, and he puts himself in position to just about make every play out there.
Here's Prado to strike. Prado is singled and walked. Yeah, how about this? And this was not my original idea. One of the esteemed members of our crew mentioned this. Why don't they lower the wall a little bit? Think of the unbelievable catches we would see then. And you know, this ballpark is a spacious park, and it does play to the pitcher's advantage. So lower it a little bit. See what happens. A few more runs scored. Now ball out of play.
I like it. I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, you could see some great plays out there and probably a little more offense. You'd be surprised the difference that makes. You know, you get into those ballparks where they favor hitters, a lot of things happen there. Yeah, it's a pretty good spot for a hitter right there.
Yeah, not quite that low. You want to be able to at least jump. You got to make it at least as high as the wall in Baltimore. But think about this. Okay, so you lower this wall, or you lower the fence out here by a foot. Yelich, Justin Bour would both have home runs. That's what you're talking about, the increase in offense just by a little bit of a change in the ballpark. That's just tonight. Rays would still be leading.
It's a ground ball into left. That's going to send Yelich over to third. So Prado has a base hit. 2 men on with nobody out in the 8th inning. Speaking of ballparks, you can upgrade your seat and your experience using the MLB.com ballpark app. Available for iPhone and Android smartphones. Upgrading's fast, simple, and fun. While in the app, select your featured upgrade on your mobile device at the ballpark and then show your phone to the usher. It's just that easy. To download the MLB.com ballpark app, visit RaysBaseball.com. Jim Hickey making a quick visit out here with Eddie Romero.
You don't want to see the Marlins here get any ideas about making a furious late inning comeback.
And Colome's up again.
Yeah, well, and how many? That's 2 or 3 times.
I think it's the 3rd time.
Yeah, he's been up here tonight, so you would expect him in the game soon, very soon.
Here's Justin Bour taking a fastball for a ball. Well, we discussed the breakout for Bour earlier tonight against righties and lefties, facing a hard-throwing left-hander now. The count is 1-1.
Well, what's that breaking ball we see from Eddie Romero? It's really, really coming along. Fastball, check, good velocity. He's been better with the command of it. But the breaking ball.
Well, 2-1. Apparently the Mets got us scared tonight. Yoenis Cespedes. There were reports that he had a broken finger and would be out for the season, and now we're getting word that the X-rays are said to be negative, and they're calling it a contusion. Either way, it's uncomfortable, but the degree of the injury, of course, is a big difference between a broken finger and a contusion.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, the way that the Yoenis Cespedes has impacted the Mets.
Ground ball, out at second, and out at first. Rays get a double play. Yelich crosses the plate. So the Rays at this point will take that 2-for-1.
You see how deliberate Cabrera was here. Knows he's got Bour running, but then had to put a little something on that throw. That was probably a little closer than he anticipated at first base, but I don't think there's any doubt about it. You take 2 outs for that 1 run. play that game.
Right fielder, Marcell Ozuna.
So the bases are empty with 2 outs. Marcell Ozuna singled in a run in the 4th. He is 1 for 3. The ball, no strikes. One and one. Rays with 6 runs, 9 hits. The Marlins 3 runs and 7 hits. Two balls and a strike. Takes it to 3-1. Eric Dietrich is on deck. And ball 4 up and away with a fastball. So another man reaches now with 2 outs. They have a man at first. And Dietrich, who made a bid for an extra base hit in the 7th inning, and that's the ball that Kiermaier made that great catch on in center field. Don't forget tomorrow the wrap-up game of the Citrus Series. Jose Fernandez for Miami, and the Rays counter with Jake Odorizzi. And ball 1 to Dietrich here. Well, you want to be careful now. Don't let him back into the game.
No, make them earn everything. And right now, the last few pitches, that's been the Annie Romero from early in the season, where he's showing off the good arm, but with no rhyme or reason to where it's going. Much of his success here in his most recent stint with the Rays is the ability to command that fastball around the zone. He needs to get back to doing that here.
Dietrich misses that one. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. Wide. Fastball at 98 wide, 2-2. Oh, pretty close. And the count's going to go full. Missed with a fastball. You see it. Pitch down. Cutting a miss. He's out of there. Dietrich strikes out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-3 Tampa Bay. by the Florida Department of Transportation to remind you to drive sober or get pulled over. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. J.P. Sebia will open the bottom of the 8th for the Rays. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Puts this one on the ground to the left side again. Prado makes the pickup, and on one pitch, Narveson has one out. Chris Narveson got the double play from Loney to end the 7th inning, and a ground ball here from Aaron Sebia to open the 8th. Kevin Kiermaier will be the hitter. Outside, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Rays have action in the bullpen with this 6-3 lead. Hot shot caught by Rojas at shortstop.
You know what? That's a line out. It's an out, but that is an example of the change that Kevin Kiermaier has made, especially getting a chance to play more against lefties and that willingness to hit the ball the other way. He hit that ball right on the nose. It just happened to be right at Rojas. That's all you can do. I mean, hit the ball hard.
So 2 gone against Narveson, and here's Nick Franklin. Pitch is a strike. Franklin homered in the 5th inning, his 3rd home run of the year. It's 1-0. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Todd Narestis will be anchoring the coverage. We'll hear from Kevin Cash again on the press conference. Emily Austin with interviews from the clubhouse, and that was going to drop in front of Yelich. Franklin has his 2nd hit, reaching and then dropping a base hit into center.
Left fielder, number 27, Mikey Mato.
See that wiggle in the bat, that ball right off the end, and that just deadens that baseball. And that's why Franklin, who hit the ball, I mean, so solidly earlier in the ball game, is able to drop that one right in front of Yelich.
A strike called to Mikey Matuk. And a good look at that one for ball 1. So Boxberger up in the bullpen, and Andrew Bellotti starts to limber. 2-1 to Mikey Matuk. Matuk pinch hit in the 6th inning. Jaso started this game in left and walked, singled, and walked again, scoring 2 runs. That'll even the count, 2-2. That will take the count full. 3-2, a little number fouled. The Rays on deck circle. Swing and a miss. Well, took out of there, and the Rays leave a man, do not score, carry a 6-3 lead into the ninth. Boxberger standing atop the mound. He's in with a 6-3 lead for the Rays. Boxberger on here in the ninth inning. Well, he picked up his 39th save last night, trying to catch Houston Street of the Angels. And he has an opportunity here for number 40 tonight. Realmuto, Ichiro, and then Rojas due up for Miami. Boxberger faced two of these three hitters due up in the ninth inning last night. Starts Realmuto with a strike. He got him on a fly ball to center last night. And he got Suzuki on a ground ball to third. So those two will be the first two hitters here in the ninth inning tonight. Pretty close right there. And it's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. There's Ichiro Suzuki waiting to hit next. Square the count at 2-2. Fastball. Pop up. Will it be playable? Coming back to the screen. Aaron Sebia has plenty of room and makes the catch. One away. Important to get that leadoff man in the ninth. One down.
Well, Brad Boxberger, so often with him, It's the fastball, the changeup combo, and going after Realmuto there, it was nothing but heaters, and he gets the pop out to finally end that at bat. 2 more to get.
Here's Ichiro. He takes the fastball, and that's too low. One. Rays after their 77th win of the year. They finished last year 77 and 85. 1-2.
He just continues to challenge these hitters, and this one right out over the plate, and he's able to just power it by Suzuki.
Protect there on the fastball to keep the at bat going.
Yeah, straight emergency hack there by Suzuki.
934 hits in the major leagues here. 2-2. Ichiro with 4,212 career hits. When you combine the 1,278 he had in Japan with his major league totals here.
Well, his entire career, the hand-eye coordination. I mean, we've seen him get base hits off balls that have bounced. I guess you've got to be that good to have that many hits.
2-2, lifted into left. Mikey Montook is there. It's the second out. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th inning. Boxberger trying to close this one out for Drew Smiley.
Shortstop,
And the shortstop, Miguel Rojas, who singled driving in a run in the 7th inning. That was his most recent at bat. He had struck out the first 2 trips up there. Foul back and out of play. After their 13th win in interleague play, they are coming into this game 12-6 against the National League. That's a strike on the corner. A pitch away from closing this one out. Two-strike pitch. Up the right side, that's going to drop for a base hit. A 2-out single for Rojas, his second hit of the night. And we'll get back around to the top of the order, D. Gordon.
Oh, this ball gets in on him too. Boxberger, that fastball in, it jams him. He just kind of inside outs that pitch and able to drop it in, keep this inning alive for the Marlins.
D. Gordon. Runner takes off and will move into second uncontested. Strike 1 on D. Gordon.
A confusion out there with Rojas. He was almost heading back to first base.
It's a little base hit the other way. Rojas heads to the plate. He will score. That makes it 6-4. So with 2 outs, the Marlins picking up their heels a bit here.
Well, they're getting the tying run to the plate here. And Christian Yelich, in his last at-bat, went high off the wall in left center field. So he's got the power. D. Gordon, he just shoots this thing the other way, and after indifference, Rojas is going to score easily. You want to stop this right now.
Well, it's 1 of 1 in his career against Boxberger. Down to second base goes Gordon, uncontested.
Okay, enough.
And a 1-0 count on Yelich. Two balls, no strikes. So it's not coming easy. With 2 outs, the Marlins putting up a fight. That's going to be ball 3. 3-0.
Sebia set up away that ball in, but certainly looked like it caught the zone. No call.
And the strike, 3-1.
Same pitch.
That's strike 2. Yelich didn't like that pitch.
Well, that's one of those balls away from the lefty that's off the plate that gets called a strike by Jerry Davis. We've seen that all night. Almost like you're guessing out there.
So the count is full. Ground ball to first, and it's picked by Loney, who steps on the bag to win this one. And the Rays notch a 6-4 win. Marlins put up a threat with 2 outs in the ninth, getting the potential tying run to the plate. They settled for 1 run, 2 hits. And the Rays are winners tonight, 6-4. For the Rays, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors with 7 left. For the Marlins, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They leave 7. Drew Smiley will pick up the victory. 6 superb innings for the Rays lefty. He is 5-2. Jared Cosart, the losing pitcher, he is 2-5. Brad Boxberger will pick up the save. That is save number 40 for Boxberger. The Rays have taken the first 2 games in this series. This one took 2 hours and 53 minutes for 9,431. Franklin with a home run for the Rays. Nick Franklin hit a home run in the 5th inning. And the Rays went on to score 4 in that frame and build a 6-4 victory here, headed into the wrap-up game of this series tomorrow night when Jake Odorizzi will take his record of 8-9 to the hill against Jose Fernandez, who is 6-0. So the Rays win this one tonight. Brad Boxberger picking up the save. Let's go to Todd Callis on the field right now.
Dwayne, thanks. 5th player in Rays history to reach 40 saves. First of all, congratulations on that. Are you proud of some of the numbers you've been able to put up this year?
Yeah, I mean, I could have never foreseen this year at the beginning of the year, so anything above it is gravy now.
Happy 40th, Box.
Chris Archer greeted you with happy 40th. How's that feel?
It feels great. It's something I couldn't imagine early on in the year, so just keep finishing the year strong.
6 straight outings where you've gotten a save. Are you feeling like you're back to locked in? I know during the course of the season there's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah, I feel as good as ever right now, so just keep it going for these last couple of games, and hopefully we can win them all.
Houston Street's injured. You tie him for the American League lead. It's only happened one other time in Rays history. Would it mean something to you to be able to lead the American League in saves?
Absolutely. I mean, it'd be an honor, especially to do it in a Rays uniform. So hopefully I get the opportunity to, and we keep going.
Brad, when you look at this team overall, this week is you're not going for the playoffs, but to finish out strong, kind of important to leave a good taste going into the offseason?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to finish out strong and finish out on some wins and take that into the offseason and spring training and keep building on the momentum is always key for us. An
all-star appearance and now 40 saves. Congratulations. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Brad. Thanks to Brad and thanks to Todd Callis for that post-game visit. Rays are winners tonight, 6-4, taking the first 2 games of this series. And we'll be with you tomorrow for the wrap-up game. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with the newest member of the Cleveland Sports Hall of Fame, Brian Anderson, and the rest of our crew. This is Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the postgame is next.